Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day, regardless of this amazing candlestick we just saw moments ago. Actually, it was a couple hours. Obviously, I woke up to a pretty interesting market. Basically, what happened is Bitcoin sold off by $1.56 billion in under 12 minutes. That's the liquidation at on Binance alone. Okay, that doesn't even include everything else. So tremendous amount of loss there, just because a lot of Bitcoin was sold at one point. If you're curious about Bitcoin's macro behavior, take a look on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I kind of posted that earlier, just a moment ago, actually, as a result of analyzing that. So take a look at that, of course. But at this point, when it comes to Solana, I got some larger fib times. Larger fib levels on the larger time frames effectively to help us get better perspective on the bigger picture. And also we're going to look at our current lower time fibs too, just to be on the safe side. We're also going to obviously take a look at liquidation. This is probably going to be pretty intense. So strap in, folks. And a quick little congrats too, even though everyone's getting liquidated, we are not, because we had taken massive profits before all of our trades closed. Those are 80 to 90% profit targets there. And then, of course, OGN still open, or just hit our fourth target at 104. And then, of course, RDNT is taken off at about 40% in 2 days. So congrats to our members. Still doing fine. Do not worry about this here. In fact, this is just an opportunity to get in at a better price point and or potentially short, depending on the market. I don't usually like to recommend shorting, but the tides have shifted a little bit. Bitcoin's looking fairly bearish. Big surprise, right? A 9% correction in 15 minutes. Yeah, that'll do it. So we're going to take a look here at the back end to kind of see what's going on. So this is the 1 month time frame for Solana. As we can see, 60 mid to low $60 range, heavy concentration of liquidation, but not quite as much as what just got destroyed here a moment ago. Okay, so all the liquidation at $96 we talked about recently. Heavy amounts just got smashed. Again, that $100 support is still in play, right? Just because the price wicks down doesn't mean it's done. It just implies that that level got demolished. Okay, we do still have some liquidation up here at about 118, 117 range, closer to 120 is a rough estimate there. So that could be the next target. But once again, we're a little ways away from that. So I'll post these macro playouts today here based on just large time frame stuff. But for right now, that's the general consensus. So on the daily time frame, what we look at here is a few key factors. So we are still technically bullish. I know it seems weird to say, right? After all this, we're still on the right side of the track. So being above the 20-day SMA is important. That's essentially letting us know that we're still in good shape on the bigger picture movement. Okay, so just because we have a downswing like this doesn't mean it can't still recover. But if Bitcoin continues to drop, we should expect to lose that level. Okay. Furthermore, too, that $100 level is getting tested right now as a potential support too. Strong likelihood it'll still break and close below, but if we do happen to close at $100 or higher today, that could very well work as a support and a pivot to bounce back if Bitcoin stabilizes. Again, a lot of this hinges on Bitcoin. One thing to quickly note, I know this is not a Bitcoin analysis, but it's important to recognize CME futures, we still got a big gap between 39.3 and 40,500. Okay, so that's just something to be mindful of. If that gap gets filled, we'll probably see another sweep here for Solana. Okay, so that's just, again, some realistic stuff there for you. Stochastic RSI hasn't converged yet, although we were on the horizon previously. That whole thing got reset. Money flow index RSI coming down, still in an okay position, but MACD is still diverging. So we got mostly bearish, but some, again, support. So key takeaway here is that all the indicators are saying the price wants to go down, but the moving averages are saying we're still in good shape for the uptrend. Okay. So me personally, I think this uptrend is coming to an end here soon, but we still got a lot of validations / invalidations we want to pay attention to. 4-hour time frame is also looking pretty bearish. I think most coins are exuding the same behavior. Stochastic RSI, MACD, everything is coming down. Okay, no surprise there. We're back below 50 in the RSI, so that's disadvantageous. Essentially letting us know that on the midterm here we are truly bearish. We want to see the money flow index lower than the RSI if we're to have any luck with this. In other words, if the money flow is low, then we can see a stronger bounce. If the money flow index continues to remain here and the RSI drops, then we'll probably see the price continue lower. It's a strange little thing how that works. You'd expect more money flowing into the coin to support the price action. It actually works inversely there. I can explain that better at a later time when I have more time. So what we're going to look at next would be, well, we already talked about fair value and liquidity. That's already good to go. Let's quickly note the hourly and kind of see where we're at, because this is going to be a pretty obvious thing if you've seen my channel before, but it needs to be talked about. We're well below the cloud. The cloud is roughly there at about 108, and it's dropping. So in other words, we got a resistance at 108, big surprise, we kind of already knew that. And then of course the next resistance potentially, depending on how the price action performs, is roughly about $98. that is a larger time Fibonacci retracement level. I'm rounding up a little bit. It's $97.50, but $98 is essentially that level. So what we want to do here next, and I'll just summarize with this because there's no other way to sugarcoat it. You know, the price is pulling back. The likelihood of it bouncing and continue up from here is, I wouldn't say it's low, but it's just like, it's equally as high as the price were to drop, right? So what do you do in situations like that when you don't have confirmation? Well, you don't trade. Okay, it's simple as that. If you trade right now, you take a long position, you're gambling. If you do the inverse as well, you actually have a larger statistical probability of being successful shorting at this point. Again, it feels weird to say that, but that's just kind of the way the market is shifted right now for the moment. Until we get invalidations on that, we can confirm the price is going to probably continue lower, okay? Having said all that, let's look at the daily really quick, and I'll just get you some key fib levels here, because these are common retracement zones. 0.382, as we talked about, rounding up $98. That's potential dollar cost average target. I'm going to round up as well. $89 is another potential level of retracement. And then, of course, tertiary to that, round number $80. So 80, 89, and 98. Okay, those are three areas that I see the price action pulling back to. 80 would make the most sense because we can get a bounce, a nice little bounce off of that $80 mark, that previous resistance level at 0.618. But again, to each their own. You never truly know. So I just recommend, again, being patient if you're going to insist on trading. Low leverage, low position sizing. The reason why we're still taking profits on coins that like a trade I opened 2 days ago. How is that still open? 5x leverage. That's why. It's not a 50, 100x leverage trade. Even 20x leverage would have got liquidated. We still survived that ebb and flow based on the simple fact that we did not over leverage. So please just understand, low leverage has its merits. I recognize you're not going to be able to brag online and social media about how great you are at trading. But again, does that really matter at the end of the day? No. What matters is our portfolio and sustaining that price action. So if you want that for yourself, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below. We do have a few slots left available. And of course, obviously, make sure if you haven't already, jump on over to this phenomenal exchange. Highly recommended. No KYC, no VPN. They're the exchange for our community here, and with good reason. Phenomenal exchange. My favorite by far, and our community members agree. You get some nice benefit rewards if you use my link. Trading competition coming up on, what is it, the January 8th, I think. I'm going to go ahead and post this on social media, of course, but there's a really nice prize pool here for that too. So again, if you use my link to register, you're automatically eligible for that. I hope you have a great rest of the day. We will see you in the next one. Thanks again for your time. Take care.